Well, we told you things happen in a hurry here at Bristol, and they just did. The first caution flag of the evening has come out, and here is one of our early point contenders has some damage on his car. Here's what happened. Take a look at the right side of your screen.
And this was pretty far back in the field. That's Rick Wilson in the Food Country car number 75, gets capped by Randy LaJoy and spins him up on the racetrack. Now, Jerry, he slides down almost in the groove, and the leaders were coming around. They were not far behind that spin, and David Green apparently ran into somebody that slowed down in front of him, or somebody bumped him from behind. Anyway, he had a lot of damage to the Slim Jim Chevrolet.
And there's David Green, what's left of the front end. Let's take a look. He is in the car number 44. Right side of your screen, and a car slides right up in front of him.
Yep, and he had no alternative but to hit him, and so he has that damage. That was Steve Grissom that slid right up in front of him. Of course, they were all scrambling to try to get around the Rick Wilson car. Let's go to the pits and John Kernan.
Well, David Green has pulled back down pit road. They didn't get to do a lot of work that time. All they got to basically do is push down the hood. We're getting the signal 1 lap to go. He's probably going to have to come back in. I couldn't tell on that right side whether some sheet metal might be rubbing against a tire. But when he came in, his hood was bent up, pushed up so much he couldn't see his pit. He went past his pit, had to back up, so that cost him a few seconds there. So David McGehee now talking to David Green in the car. We'll have to wait and see if, no, he will stay out on the racetrack. And we'll check and see if there is any more severe damage other than sheet metal damage and get right back with him.
And, John, remember the top of the show we spoke about David Green's incredible consistency. He had just failed to finish 77 out of a possible 3,643 laps, and suddenly he's the first victim of the evening. I think it's like being on the cover of Sports Illustrated. We talk about you, and you have problems. We're in the early laps. First caution flag now being pulled away as Carl Simmons waves the green flag on Robert Presley. The Alliance Training Center Chevrolet, the field stringing out single file again. And we'll see if Ward Burton in the Hardee's Buick can take another shot at Presley. Burton in second spot. The third car is Chuck Bound. Ricky Craven rides fourth in the DuPont Chevrolet.
See, those front two cars have pulled out already to a decent lead over the third place car, Chuck Bound. And Ward Burton still trying desperately to get around Robert Presley. Presley holding through. That's what he's supposed to do when he's leading the race.
Back in the spring, Ward Burton had the car to beat. Obviously, no one else could run with him. He was so much faster than anyone else in the field. Early in the race, he lost the plug, lost the cylinder, and didn't get a good finish there.
Here's some good racing on back in the pack there as Terry Labate goes around the Jack Sprague car. There's the car number 23 of Chad Little also trying to come around. Sprague caught up on the high side there. Now he gets back down on the low side.
Back in front of Roy Payne, the agency rent-a-car sponsored machine. Good action back in the pack there. Dale Jarrett's Pick and Pay Chevrolet coming up. Remember, you wonder why Jarrett, Gant, and company are starting so far back. If you just joined us, rain washed away qualifying, so they started by points. These drivers who don't normally run the Busch Series Tour starting toward the back of the field based on the date of their entry blank. And the leaders now entering turn 3, now in turn 4. They're going to be catching that group in a hurry, and Ward Burton on the inside brings the fans to their feet. Robert Presley.
He finally got enough momentum to make that pass. Let's see now if he can pull away. You can still see Presley's car breaking loose a little bit as he comes off of turn 2 in particular, Jerry. A little bit off of turn 4 as well. That's why Ward Burton was able to get a nose up under him and make the pass.
Hey, you do have to give a call to Bob Newton. He talked about how consistent the Hoosier tires were here in the spring. And Ward Burton short it. Here's a pass. Jeff Burton, Ward's older brother, goes underneath Ricky Craven, car number 99. That was for 5th position. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Nose-to-tail battle as Steve Grissom gets a bumper. Gets a little tag on Craven. Craven flies up, and here's Nemechek, last year's series champion, the car number 87, making a move. Behind him, a rookie Hermie Sadler in the car number 25.
And then Todd Bodine, so the train will go by. Craven caught up on the outside. He just doesn't have a spot to get back down on that low groove. Here's Rodney Combs in the car number 1. He'll try to make the pass on the inside as well. Boy, that was a costly situation there, but again, Ricky Craven sort of caught their Steve Griffin, bumped him just a little bit, got him out of shape. He had to drive high to straighten up, and look how many positions he lost. And here's the Bobby Dotter car coming around trying to make the pass as well.
Well, what a job Bobby Dotter did last week up in New Hampshire. Great finish for Bobby Dotter. Of course, he's the son of Bob Dotter, former three-time ARCA Series champion. Bobby coming on strong in the Busch Series this year. Car number 1, the Jeffco Clock sponsored car, Rodney Combs, former Winston Cup competitor.
Tough to make passes here unless you can get somebody out of that inside group. Bobby Dotter looking for just a little bit of a move to make on the car number 99 of Ricky Craven. Here's a battle for third. That's Chuck Down, of course, in the ST entry. And the car number 8 of Jeff Burton, the Baby Ruth car.
We mentioned Chuck Bound was in a Chevrolet. It's actually a Pontiac on the short tracks. He runs a Chevrolet on some of the speedways. That's the Hubert Hensley, Jeff Hensley prepared car. Former series champion, Chuck Bound, in the car number 63. You watched the race a year ago on Friday night. You saw the car number 8. This driver, actually, Jeff Burton, doing a heck of a job battling with Todd Bodine in the final laps, and Bodine able to take the win. But Burton, both the Burton brothers, awfully good at Bristol, Tennessee.
Well, they had a tough day at Michigan. They also had a tough day last weekend up in New Hampshire, the Burton brothers. But this one's having a pretty good day. Or in fact, both of them are. As he goes by, takes over the third position. His brother Ward has checked out after he passed Robert Presley a little while ago. He has moved away from him.
You got a pair of Burtons and a Presley at the top 3. You got Ward leading, Robert Presley second, and Jeff Burton in third.
Here's the car number 25 of Hermes Sadler being chased by Todd Bodine in the Fiddle Faddle car. And also car number 72, that's Tracy Leslie having a good run here.
That's 7th, 8th, and 9th. 25 at Sadler's in 7th position. Todd Bodine, the car number 34, the Fiddle Faddle Chevrolet is 8th. 9th would be Tracy Leslie, the winner up at Indianapolis Raceway Park. His first Busch Series win.
Well, Ward Burton has caught a big pack of cars that he's trying to put a lap on, and there's some cars that are running awfully fast, but they just don't really have anywhere to go. And here he is. You can see he is in a big pack of traffic there. As Randy LaJoy, the car number 44 of David Green. There's Rick Wilson down on the inside of car number 75, the 98 car of Jim Bound with the Lux sponsorship on his car here this week. So, boy, he is in some heavy traffic.
Eddie Sharp Jr. in the car number 24. Ward Burton, he's the Hardee's car. He is the bright blue and orange and white numeral car number 2. Working his way through traffic, as you said, behind the car number 98 of Jim Bound out of Portland, Oregon. 48 laps complete. 202 to go as we have a battle for second spot there between Robert Presley and Jeff Burton. Back with more Busch Series racing action from Bristol after this. Stay with us. Back at Bristol, Tennessee, second caution flag of the evening, lap number 53. And a wild scramble as you see this car, which was running in third position, has just come on the pit road and begun to pull away. Ned?
And he couldn't get stopped. He came into the pits and it was too wet. He simply couldn't get the car stopped, so he's going back out. Here it is. Here's Ward Burton coming up on a big pack of cars that we saw there just before we went to commercial break. And all of those cars scrambling, trying to stay on the lead lap, and they were banging and beating, and sure enough, it had to happen as Jason Keller and Shauna Robinson get together. There's Ward Burton, the leader, sneaking by down on the inside, but his brother Jeff was not quite so lucky. He got involved in it in the Baby Ruth Ford, and so we're under caution. Leaders in the pit.
He's on pit road, the Hardee's Buick, as the crew, Freddie Fryer and company, going to work changing right side tires. He's asked to be very, very careful leaving pit road, as now you see his brother, his older brother, Jeff Burton, trying to come down again as the car number 99, Ricky Craven, is in the pits. Crew getting some work done on that car. A lot of cars involved. One car we mentioned that sustained pretty significant damage was Randy LaJoy out of Norwalk, Connecticut. The Fina Lube Oldsmobile. Once again, looking at it from our start-finish line camera.
You can see the car number 57 of Jason Keller trying to get around Shona Robinson, and they hook bumpers and spin around right off down the main straightaway here, Jared. There's not a lot of room to escape there. We say things happen so quickly on this racetrack that you don't have a lot of reaction. Now, look at Dale Jarrett. Pull to the inside. Ward Burton does get hit. Boy, he gets off the ground and sneaks by on the inside. That's why he came in and changed tires. I wondered why he changed tires this early in the race, but I see now he got up on the side of a car.
Let's listen to how the drivers hear it.
Well, Robert Presley just barely sneaked through there as well.
And the car number 2 exiting the pits, and the car number 8, that's the Burton brothers, of course, with David Green. Most of the point battle sitting right there at the end of pit road with the stop sign pointing in. Let's check in the pits with John Curtin and see what they were doing. John?
Jerry, Jeff Burton came into the pits 3 times. The first time he was too fast, he couldn't get stopped. The second time, he didn't see his signboard, he couldn't get stopped in time because it is so wet down here. Third time's a charm. They changed the right side tires. Now they're coming back discussing whether they're going to change the left side tires because he actually got spun around. Ward Burton has been on pit road twice. They changed right side tires, and then he came back the next time to check the toe in. He told him he thought the toe in was knocked out because as you could see, he got actually the right side of the car off of the ground and bounced back down on the pavement. So we're standing down here waiting to see if Ward comes back in, but I think they may have gotten that problem fixed.
We told you this track could unravel a points battle. Now here's the car number 8, the Baby Ruth Ford for Jeff Burton, trying to come down pit road. He's coming. He's coming. And he's going. He couldn't get the car slowed down, so he heads back down pit road.
And he was nowhere near the 35-mile-an-hour speed limit that they are permitted to run on pit road.
We're under caution for the second time this evening here at Bristol International Raceway. The NASCAR Busch Grand National Series racing action has moved over Bristol. What an evening we have in the mountains of East Tennessee. Back with more after this. Stay with us.